Here comes the those singers we've heard about.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
We got me near a trucker. Come back.
Rick, OTR, how about it, Dennis? Can you hear me?
Yeah, the break OTR, go ahead.
Yeah. Is Dennis not here tonight?
I'm out here now, but can you hear me on my low power?
Yeah, I can. I got a lot of static, about 3.5, 4 pounds, and you're coming above it.
Oh, well, that's a good deal. We get 61 checked in over.
Thank you, Dennis. I knew I was later than 8 o'clock, but I had to switch radios when I forgot about it.
Yeah, I switched radios and I realized I wasn't on the one I was supposed to be on. So now I'm on the right one.
Truck driver. Trucker.
Dennis, be sure and get 650.
650 and the rest of the gang here.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right, thanks for stopping by, as the jingle singers would say. I'll be off headphones for a second.
Rank OTR.
Back. Guys, hear me on this one too? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm on this one too, so,
Hello up there. We checking in tonight.
let's have some fun.
Yeah, 53, we got you over.
Hey, I appreciate it, Dennis. I got back from a Halloween party early, brother, so I appreciate it. Take care there. 553, back quiet. Bye-bye.
All right, you and the pumpkin sounding good.
10-4.
Trucker, get back, in here, truck driver.
Who else needs an early check-in?
195.
195 sounding good from Course Gold.
C2 behind the golden microphone.
All right, 195 from Course Gold, and behind the microphonium, 52.
Yeah, just in case I have to disappear, put me in now.
All right, I'm adjusting my my S-meter camera somehow fell off the table, but I think it's back.
Yes, sir. We can see it.
Okay, the focal adjustment needed some adjusting.
Well, your radio's out of focus.
That happens on this band.
I think there's a knob for that.
There are many from which to choose. Who else needs an early check-in?
Hey, Cliff?
Yeah. Hey, I'll take an early check-in. SWL 135, mobile early checking in.
All right, 135 sounding good.
I see, Cliff. You got back onto the right channel.
Was I on the wrong channel?
He's probably not sure what channel he's on. And I thought that was just the pumpkin spice I was smelling. Did we get all the oily check-ins over the air?
You can do a quick for 42.
42 TWO, over.
Yes, sir. You can check it in.
Looking good in the neighborhood, thanks. Speaking of early check-ins, we got 69 out of Tulsa. Hello, Kenny. Thanks for jumping in. 91 is in from the Bronx. Thank you, Felix. Also, Mark 479 and the gang out there in Lake Almanor, part of the ESSB Voodoo crew. And who else is in there? Andy and a host of others. Thanks. And Greg, listening in, saying hello to all the items of interest. The MUD. Thank you, Craig, and thank you for your help today. I'll probably get some correspondence over to Island and see what's up with that. The weird thing is, it did that before and it reset properly. So I'm holding out like that much hope that maybe there is another reason for these things. Cornbread is in. We'll go through the list here tonight. You know, it's a weird thing. Oh, also, Charles 16 is saying that we have to do something. So hold on a second. And do you want to come out here and do it? I'm just waiting to see if he'll come around. No, okay, he's going to let me do it. So hold on a second. So what is it we're doing? We're decorating? All right, I'm not even... Okay, hold on a second. I'm caught up in my headphones here.
2.
I'm caught up in my headphoniums here.
4, 5.
Let's do thank you. All right, he's handed me the golden pumpkin. And I'm going to try and install the pumpkin here. Can you see that? All right, he's got me the instructions. We have to add. All right, now just let me put in a little bit of power. It's supposed to go in the slot here. All right, but that doesn't really work. Are you sure you've tried this out before? Okay, I think that follows. Let's try this one. What's it doing? Oh, look. Oh, the pumpkin is coming to life. All right, thank you. And now you're saying... All right, sorry about that. And so we've added a pumpkin to the mix, and you're telling me there's a microphone? Hold on. There's a pumpkin microphone. Where is that? We got the pumpkin microphone. Is that up? Testing? Okay. And then I'm supposed to put the pumpkin microphone up on the pumpkin. Let's do it this way. All right, pumpkin microphone.
Hey, don't worry. I'm not like any of those other rotten pumpkins.
All right. So we got the, thank you, Charlie. We got the pumpkin mic. We got the regular microphone, and we'll see what happens.
Sure. Everyone carves jack-o'-lanterns this time of year. But can they all smile like me?
I guess if we're going to have malicious interference, it might as well be from right inside here and a pumpkin. Now that is seasonal apropos.
I know what you're thinking. And
All right, I think I'm going to have to turn down the pumpkin microphone.
Yeah, right. You fucking...
I saw lots of scary costumes last year. They were all... How should I put it?
I can't believe I'm probably going to spend the entire
I
net
hope I see something even scarier this year.
talking to a pumpkin. But that could be. Uh-oh, what happened to the did the live stream go away? Let me reload it here and see what happens.
Haunted graveyards. Haunted woods. Man, everything is haunted this time of year. Even the street.
Okay, I think we're back. I think plugging in that pumpkin was a bad thing. I think plugging in that pumpkin
no one here is going to
was a bad thing. As soon as I hooked up
just good old
the pumpkin microphone, everything went wacky. Are we back on the Universal Media Net web? Yeah, okay. That's what I think too.
You fucking near...
You're in for a treat.
You are in for a treat.
Always has the best candy.
All right, let's get SWL. I think I've got the right charting
You're not
here.
going to believe this, but I think someone on the street may be a witch.
And we're definitely going to have to turn down the pumpkin microphone tonight. SWL 00, that's Chet. We'll get you in his 19 as well. SWL number 1, that is Dr. J. I heard some people calling for that other Dr. J today.
The creepers are after
SWL number 2. Mr. OBP, who is 9 pounds in good modulation, and the S meter's still stuck. Notice mine is stuck not at S9 or something like that.
Watch out for all the bats flying around out there tonight. If your head's as big as mine, then put on a hat.
And yeah, never give a pumpkin their own microphone. SWL3, Rob has got a proxy check-in from the CarpNet. SWL5, Levon was like the first one.
Is that a werewolf I hear in the distance?
Levon was like the first
No,
one
never mind.
on
It's just
the chat room tonight. So, Levon, thanks for checking in. How about SWL7? Over. Somebody said give Ed a check-in, and I will do that.
Because,
I think we're getting a proxy for Mr. Dirt Dog 982.
Right?
All right, very good. Sangertown sounded good. I was driving through Reedley today. Not quite Sanger, but I was out and about. Over to
Don't eat too much candy.
let's see, 9, Mr. Dirt Dog 982's got the proxy. How about SWL 10? Has anybody seen the Jumping Dolphins?
This fucking...
Okay, ghouls. Voting time. Candy corn. Yay or nay? Is it candy
I never
or is it corn?
I never thought I would be upstaged by some dolphins here. I never thought I would be upstaged by the Dolphins at 10 and 30. 11 and 12, that's Dan, and of course, Dapper Dan, Mr. Cornbread,
Candy
and Dan
Mummy
11
have
and
one thing in
12.
common.
Oh, and there's 7.
They're both wrapped up.
Sorry, Ed.
though,
I was
when
looking
you
the
unwrap
wrong
a
way.
mummy,
Watch above my
it's no
head, and you will
savory
get the
delight,
official
believe you
check
me.
in mode. Thanks for stopping by. And we are having, as they say on the two-way radio, Foxtrot uniform November tonight.
I saw a black cat roaming the neighborhood earlier. Now they say when you see one, it's bad luck.
Yeah.
They weren't kidding.
I guess
When
so.
that cat walked
SWL
past me,
13,
next
Mikey,
thing I knew,
if you're on the
it started to rain,
crossband,
and my
take a
candle
transmission.
went out.
He was out there earlier. And let's see. 14 from Sangertown. You were sounding good, over.
I'm friends with the ghost that haunts this place. His name's Daryl Wooden. He's a great guy. A little shy at times, but you'll know when you see him.
I put the X in the square for you, Sean. Sounding good. I wasn't sure if you guys would be out the races tonight or not.
I once knew a man named Stanley. Really nice guy. But then he got turned into a zombie.
SWL 15. Hans, you know,
Here I thought we were best
you
friends.
probably have this much fun on your radio out there in Denmark that we have here in the US of A on 11-meter radio with a pumpkin and who knows
They
what
say
else. But
October's
I saw
perfect
you
sweater
on
month.
there, so I had to
Yeah,
put
well,
an X
try
in the
chilling
square.
next to the
Thanks.
werewolf. His whole body's one big sweater once there's a full moon out.
And of course, Charlie, I was going to say thank you for the pumpkin gift. Did we pull that out of the mothballs from last year?
Dracula?
And I
Not a
know
bad
you have to
guy.
jump out of
Sure,
here
he drinks blood,
to
but
meet
hey,
an
if
appointment.
you're over
So
1,000 years
thanks
old
for that.
and that's your diet,
And
then you must be
now
doing
you can
something
go.
right.
SWL 17. SWL 18.
Hey, if you see the Bride of Frankenstein
We did get
tonight, let her know
19
that Frank
checked
is out
in
looking
already.
for her.
You know, is there any way to turn down the pumpkin? Is there any way to turn down the pumpkin? Let me see. The microphone. What microphone is that? Okay. We'll bring the pumpkin back out of there.
You want to see a real monster mash? Head on down to the Great One. Tell them the Talking Pumpkin Season.
Let's go to SWL 20. I believe Harvey is in the air chair tonight.
Yep. Number 20 here. So, please check me in. Check in 29 and 54.
I've seen them all. You know what I haven't seen? Monster
Tonight.
quite like you.
All right, it's between you and the pumpkin that's in my shack. I can hear you well. Good to have you in the air chair, and we will reiterate the items of interest
Hey,
coming up
nice
when the
costume.
tubes start glowing.
Almost had me fooled.
You got it. W6 OTR.
I almost said something like that. SWL 21 JT needed to check in and out early. He was on. Now, there's a guy who is dedicated to making sure that he gets on the air. He was on the tractor all day and then came in and did, about a 6-hour program on Old Radio Night, and now he is back listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. So 21, I will put the
Tonight.
X in
You'll
the
laugh
square
at this
over my head there. Thanks.
because we're going to celebrate Halloween.
And we got a talking pumpkin. SWL 22, I heard the guys talking to Tyler, but I couldn't hear Tyler coming out of Anchorage, Alaska. So we'll get him checked in now, even though the skip is
Which
gone.
means every monster is going to be busy getting it right.
23 Skidoo is now, he's probably chuckling to himself saying that, you know, I used to complain about when Espresso Trucking Company was here in the shack and how much, I don't know. No. All right, now we, I guess we don't need them tonight. He's probably sent the pumpkin. That's probably from him, isn't it? Charlie won't let me know. Anyway, Skidoo URN 24 is in from moments ago. Is anybody out there from Manera Flats? Hello, 25.
Good evening. Dennis 25 checking in.
All right. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Over.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, you're sounding good. Thanks for jumping into the Old Tube Radio Network, and we will also get 74 as well. Over. I'm kind of klutzy tonight. I keep knocking the camera off the chart. SWL 26. Shortwave listener 27 out of Studio G, I hope. SWL 28. SWL 28. Hey, Gary. Looking for Gary, and there he is, 28 checking in, getting ready for Friday's Halloween party, music, dancing. We've got it going on here right now, so if it gets a little boring, you guys can jump over here to the Old Tube Radio Network. What else have we got? Food, games, ready for a break, and some RC. There's plenty of candy, RC Cola, and hopefully you guys can transport the pumpkin out of the control room here and into the party place. Thank you, Gary. Bring some more pumpkins, won't you? Got a proxy check-in for SWL 29. We're 30 to be out there listening. Yeah, we're SWL 30 to be out there listening. We get him a check-in as well. SWL 31, Robert and Teresa out in beautiful Hendersonville, Tennessee. We will get you guys checked in. Thanks for joining us tonight. And then it is SWL 32, who I don't have the picture, but got the new shiny 980. You know, Yesu made a 980, but you have a different 980. And so maybe you can work on one of the side bands coming up during Skipped Land, or we can hear you get the antenna, but it looks good. Something to add to the shack. Nice thing is, it's not a 50-pound radio, and it'll fit in the shelf somewhere, but you are looking and sounding good. Will there be a pumpkin chucking later? I think that pumpkin chucking is probably going on right now. We can only hope. SWL 33, myself and the pumpkin and anybody else that needs a check-in can do it through the auspices of SWL 33. Yeah, we check in anybody. If you want a number, we can put you in 33. That's sort of the catch-all number. SWL 34, Jimmy Fiedler, who keeps us going with all of the great Facebook pages, including Old Tube CB Radio Network, fans of Sonar Radios, fans of Browning Tram and Sonar Radios, Antique CB Radio pre-1977, and there are more. Did I mention the CB, the Central Valley Ditch Bank CBers? Good stuff. So if you can't catch us live, catch us on Facebook. SWL 35, I do believe I saw Mr. Bill of Red Monkey Communications jumping in and saying hello radio on the, you know, I wonder if we give him a couple of bucks, the pumpkin, he'll go sing elsewhere. Anyway, 35, we got you checked in. Over to SWL 36, UDX 111. Are you there? Oh, you are right there in front of my screen. I wanted to make sure that I got you. Let's see, 36 is in. SWL 37, hello, Chris. Is it intermission time? All right, I thought it might have been intermission time for Chris. We'll get him checked in, but I'm sure he will be showing up. SWL 38, of course, Out in beautiful Byron, California is Sam, who will be letting us know that because we can't get Skipland. All right, I just wonder if there's any way to turn that pumpkin off now. Got you checked in, Sam. How about SWL 39?
Point and laugh at me all you want. I'm will be licked clean. Come the
SWL 40, hello radio. Yeah, checking in. Checking in from the crossband, thanks. Thanks for the crossband check-in, and my page just crashed. There we go. Yeah, I went to check in 40 and it crashed the page. Are you having internet problems tonight?
You know, my internet problems seem to be late at night around 3 a.m., 3 to 4 a.m. I'm not sure why, but I need to find out.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what that's all about? But you're still using the dial-up modem on the BBS, so I would check that first. Anyway, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, and I talked to Gary in Arizona, and he says hi, and he may stop by in the chat here. I talked to Gary.
All right, we like that. Gary in Arizona, Mr. Reverend Dr. Cherokee, who has checked in before via the Echolink link, who used to check in live here in direct, and Gary's actually checked in via Skip from his spot in Arizona. He's in the good spot in Arizona. It's like far away near New Mexico somewhere, and he gets a good hop in whenever we have the conditions, so thanks. All right, next we've got SWL 41 Road Dog 507, of course, is right there from the Orange County React out there in Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to you, sir. SWL 42 checked in earlier and will probably be stopping by with a radio or two. SWL 43. I'm waiting for that pumpkin to run out of batteries. SWL 44, we'll give 360 a check-in, probably from the dish banks last night. Or beyond. SWL 45, Paul and Cully, thanks for listening. Hope to hear you guys on the air soon. Out to Wisconsin, SWL 46. SWL 47. Hello, 47. SWL 48. SWL 48. Somebody said give Sam a check-in, and I will do that. SWL 49, sounding good, Smitty and Sweet Country Mama on the Ditchbanks sideband net. Are you guys out there tonight? Then we've got, let's see, the ink isn't even dry on this one. SWL 50, that is Gerald, UDX 36, all the way from beautiful Battle Creek, Michigan. Did 50 make it? I thought he was right there. All right, he is here. It's called that internet lag. If you look above my head, you will see it says checking in, and when you are there, it changes to a checked in. It is amazing how we get into the 21st century here on the Old Tube Radio Network. And Cornbread, I see, we got you guys checked in long ago and far away. SWL 51 out in Sangertown. All right, thank you, 51. I didn't get a chance to do much testing today through the SDRs, but probably sounding good. Thanks.
Now you better run.
SWL 52 from behind the golden microphone checked in, I think AM, FM, and digitally, with some zeros and ones. Thank you, 52.
Yep, SWL 52 behind the gold microphone. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, sounding good. Over.
What, nigga? What?
SWL 53. And Mr. Belair, Bob Belair, checked in earlier. So thank you, Bob, the legend. Got a, a check-in for Mr. Board Jammer. Let's head up the hill, all the way up the hill for SWL 55. 5-5, over. Maybe some people don't want to compete with the pumpkin tonight. At least they're not singing anymore. SWL 56 just for kicks. Let's go to 57. I got to turn the page or this doesn't work. SWL 58. I guess I'm supposed to get a proxy in for 58, and then Ron is going to see what's happened. Maybe he's got a whole bunch of check-ins in the baskets. SWL 59 is present and accounted for. Mr. Uncle Hairball, thank you. It was nice to be over at ORN tonight and watch the wheel spinning. Hey, Joe, are you out there? Is the World Series, see what I know? I know the Dodgers are playing, or have they already blown it? SWL 60.
Well, Dennis, thanks for the check-in. Doggone it, Dodgers won it. They won it today.
Oh, really?
Toronto lost.
I'm dying here between the pumpkin and everybody else. I think I'll make it through.
Checking in, Dennis.
All right. Well, I'm from Southern California, so even though what I found out when you came to the Central Valley and you said you were a Dodger fan, that was not a good thing. That was not a good thing to say. So, I'm still a Dodger fan though, so that's a good thing. Thanks for the update.
You're more than welcome there, Dennis. Yeah, doggone it.
All right, thanks, Joe. Looking good at 6-0. I want to say hello to Reverend Dr. Cherokee, somewhere out there. You've checked, I noticed, you've checked in before over the air. You've checked in on the Echo Link. You've checked in live and direct from the Central Valley, and now you are, and I think this is a first for you, Gary, you're checking in right here on the digital side. So that's for all you need is like a crossband check-in, and you will have the trifecta. There aren't many people that have done that. You'll be in the less than 10 who have. Anyway, Gary, good to hear you tonight. Okay, hold on. Now, the video should come back here in a second. Hold on. I have to hit when it crashes. Okay, it's coming up. When it crashes, I have to hit the streaming button. I don't know what is going on. It says I have an excellent connection, whatever that means. Hey, 23, I heard you on the Echo link, and I see you on the other thing. We're trying to get some video back. I don't know why I have, as they say in the word, congestion. All right, thank you, Matombo. At least we know that radio is working. That was my old saying, never add pictures. Hello. Never add pictures to radio. Let's see what the delay is. I'm waving my hand. Oh, yeah, it's a very low a low bit rate, so the delay might be as much as 1 or 2 minutes. I'm not sure what's going on, but here we go. We are back on the air. We're looking for 75, SWL 76. That's Red Fox 1. I got to make sure that nobody has scrolled off my screen here.
Go back.
And then SWL 77.
Hey, good evening, Dennis. SWL 77, checking in. I hope everybody's having a good weekend, and thanks for everything you do, Dennis.
All right, and likewise, you are sounding good at 30 over. Not looking too bad. Looks like we've got our video link back. I think what happened is I plugged in that pumpkin. Yeah, the video's off by a whole minute on my stream. So I'm not sure what's up with that. But anyway, you are sounding good, and I know you've got a radio for us, so we'll be glowing in the dark here soon, so don't go away. As they say, don't touch that dial. Wild Wildemar, SWL 78. You know, it never got this wild back in the days of the war zone on 7255, did it? Yeah, all of a sudden it says, you get that thing as like, your thing has crashed. And so I think I've uncrashed, but there may be a large delay. Phil, SWL 79, over. SWL 80. SWL 81. I don't know if it's a race night or a donut night. SWL 82. SWL 82. Get a proxy check-in for Ron. That's the guy who does the Ditchbanks sideband net Friday nights. He does that good stuff.
Friday night. He does that.
Had another feedback loop. Who would have thunk? SWL 83. Private Thor, thank you. I'm going to have a T-shirt made up with all that on it, and they probably have to put it on the back as well. The gang of stations, SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88, of course, that's Cheerios Kid, the Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, respectively. I think that's how you say it. I got you guys checked in. And not a problem, Al. Yeah, all the weird stuff that's happening around here, it's. I guess it's catching that things lock up or go down. And I've got a pumpkin that's literally driving me nuts. SWL 89. Got a proxy for SWL 90. SWL 91. Felix, if you're still there, we got you checked in early. Thanks for joining us. SWL 92. That's Mr. Roman. We haven't heard from him in a while. SWL 93, 93, Mr. STD, over. I don't know where Leo is. He gets pegged for being somebody else every time he shows up. With that voice, he could be anybody. He could be anybody with that voice. Let's go to SWL 95. Shortwave listener 96. SWL 97. SWL 98. Tracy, I will get you checked in. I didn't have a chance to respond to the spooky promo, the spooky promotional material going on the CB Ditch Banks net there, but I liked it. I actually look better. I look better than I normally do with the way you did it. SWL 99, that would be Randy, and I managed to get my antenna to work down on 75 meters and got a nice chat with Randy in Arizona and Mike in Colorado, and they were sounding good. He said, make sure to get checked in, and he will be. Who else is out there? Hello to Foxman 362 and also Mudbucket, or UDX 483, UDX 3030. I don't hear you guys on the air. What frequency would I find the UDX crew? Or is it kind of ubiquitous, universal that you're going to be on the air everywhere? KD4BAO, take a transmission, Tony. It is wacky here, but we want to hear you. KB6GFD over. Let's check in with Tony on the tubes on the air. Get some volume here.
100.
There it is.
Good to hear you as usual. And that's control, KD4BAO.
All right, Tony, I can hear you. Audio is a little bit low, but we got you there. I know you're ready to initialize the tubes on the air, and so we'll be waiting for that. Make sure I hit the right button with that. Continuing on, direct net roll call. We're on page 2 if you are playing the home game. SWL 102. And Bill, let's see. I don't know. I haven't done. I'm afraid if I do a speed test, that it will crash me, and the pumpkin will still be going. So you got to be careful what you do. And John, that was you. 102. Let's see. Oh, you know why? You can't tell because I'm not in the right mode here. How about that? Or better yet, how about that one? There we go. That's much better. 102 is in. We need a radio guy that actually knows how to do video for this thing. That would make things good. Let's see if Joey's in. SWL 103. He often checks in at oldtuberadio.net. And indeed, he is right there checking in. He's playing the home game. I think he's got in fact, Joey, I didn't realize that not only do you have the home game, but you have the mobile version that's got the little magnetic tokens so you can be driving around and move the SWLs around the board. So when you take those turns, they don't go flying off. So good for you. They don't even make those anymore. It's sort of like one of those old Hasbro games or having a hula hoop. So hang on to that. Or if you sell it on eBay, make sure you get a good price. The Old Tube Radio Network, I think. Next is, and I think that was Sylvester. I thought I saw a 109 in there earlier.
Good evening, Dennis. 109 Crawdad.
Oh wow, yeah, you're doing good. Nice signal here tonight. I thought I saw you on the other page, but you're beaconing in over the air, no problem. I'll put the X in the square.
Thank you, Dennis, and you're sounding good tonight as well.
All right, I'm glad you don't have the video because I'm not sure I'm looking too good, but I am sounding marvelous. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, now that I'm not jabberjawing on the Echolink link. And Mitch, if you're there, Mitch, take a transmission, KA3TEB, KB6GFD.
Franco TR.
KA3GEB, hello Dennis, and hello to all the SWL.
And Breaker, I'll get you in a minute.
23 Skidoo here, waving at you from lovely Santa Cruz, where the waves are high, but the pumpkins are higher. Over.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, I apologize profusely to you for ever complaining about when you would bring in the Espresso Trucking Company here into the studio. And It is nothing like what's going on tonight. So it sounds like you're having a great time packing up the pumpkins and the Halloween candy. Right now, I'm, the pumpkin here has its own microphone. So that is part of the problem. Over.
Well, it's never a problem when you have talking pumpkins. Matter of fact, the pumpkin's looking good over the video stream, so keep doing what you're doing, and just remember, video killed the radio star. Back to you.
That is famous last words for a lot of us. Video killed the radio star, and as I always say, do not add pictures to radio. Thanks for joining us. You are sounding marvelous on the Echolink link, by the way. You must have talked to Motormouth Mall, and you've got a modulator on your Echolink link. 73 to you from the old Tube Radio Network, KB6 GFD. And there was a breaking station. It sounded a lot like that 93 guy. Over.
Yeah. 10-4, Dennis. We just got back to the house. I looked at the time. I was like, oh, I got to see where they're at. So I didn't know where you were at on the check-in. So I just wanted to make sure I got that X in the square.
We are right on your row, or above it, so not a problem. I will make sure that the 93 gets the official X in the square, and as always, you're sounding good.
Appreciate it. I'll wait for my turn.
All right, thanks. 93 is in the old Tube Radio Network. We just got 109. How about SWL 110? SWL 111, Robert checked in at oldtuberadio.net during the skip because he said he wasn't hearing much of anything. SWL 113. Shortwave listener 114, hello Wayne.
114, checking in.
And doing a good job. It's so easy when you have the right equipment. Thank you, Wayne, you're sounding good, over. Then over to SWL 128. John is often on my other screen. Let's see where he is tonight. Oh, I have to refresh. You got to refresh the button. That's the thing. Oh, also listening in, Lake Elsinore. You know, I didn't see you on the list, Richard, but I will get you checked in. Edmonton, Alberta, always out there in the mobile, waiting for some skip 428 in the group. Olympia, Washington, talked to you guys on 40 meters last night, like at 10 watts. I mean, the NVIS was incredible. Rockin, how does Biggie, how does Smitty say it? Rocklin, tuning in tonight, Moraga, California, Rancho Cordova, a lot of California stations, Tracy, California, waiting for that short little sporadic E-skip, which we never get. Hello to Eureka, Fresno, Belfast, and a host of others on your old Tube Radio Network. Next, we're looking for SWL 131. SWL 133. Hey, there's 78. Let me put you up on the screen while you're there, above my head somewhere. Yeah, there you go. SWL 78. I probably won't do the 40-meter thing tonight because the 40-meter amplifier is not feeling well, and I'm sure I would need it probably to not talk to anybody. So if I don't have it, it makes things a bit rough. 135, I have you checked in, so if you can't get to the microphone, the X is in the square, but if you are there, go ahead and take a transmission. 135, he might be on the crossband. Okay, not sure where he's at, but he is checked in, and he said he has a radio for us tonight. SWL 137 has a proxy check-in, as does SWL 145. That is Tony, who said he'd be away from the air chair for a couple of weeks. So he will be sending in some questions in a couple of weeks. 147, Neil out there in Kakalaki. Who was I talking to? Oh, my brother. He said he was in Kakalaki. We were trying to figure out what the Kakalaki, but I guess that is the Carolinas. That's sort of the pet name for the Carolinas. Someone can elucidate me on that, but. Neil, we've got you checked in. Let's go to Bobby, SWL 188, over.
Can we get him a proxy tonight, Dennis?
Yeah, we'll get a proxy in for 188, no problem. Jim, Course Gold Starliner 195, checked in, sounding really good earlier tonight. And 50 thanks for North and South Carolina. That's what somebody told me. It's a Kakalaki. So, you know, these West Coast guys are. They, what do we know? And then SWL 226, Jeffrey, I will get you checked in. Anybody else that needs to get on the list before we go to the radios? All right, let me set up. Not that I'm not set up already. I might be able to squelch the pumpkin. I like that. That's that rock, that punk rock band. I might be able to squelch the pumpkin, and we'll get some Tube Radios coming up. Your old Tube Radio Network. Thanks everybody on the Universal Radio Network Popcorn.
Rockin' in Rockland.
Let me get over there. I got to do this. I got to do this before I unkey about Rockin' in Rockland. You like the way I'm like? Remember the cartoons, the plane you used to watch, and they'd look through the magic glass, and they could see you through the television. I see Tommy and Betty and Sally. See, the OTR is the same way here. We know who's listening. Over.
Yeah, I was an SWL, and I was trying to figure out how to use Echolink because I needed to check in. So good evening, sounding great, enjoying the show tonight, doing a great job as always.
All right, sometimes we have to try a little harder. Thanks for joining us. You've got great audio on the Echolink link, as you will hear on the replay if I have it patched through the right way. Thanks for joining us, and it's going to be to Tube Radios. I'll be back in 2 minutes. KB6GFD. All right, don't go away. We're setting up for the tubes, and I'm going to find a towel to throw over the pumpkin.
Okay, sorry about that. My bad. I accidentally hit the wrong button here. Get used to this interface. So, yeah, 7-3 WB1G. All right, we've got to switch to the Tube Radio and the audio right back here. And Foxman, you think that's the Ford door dinger, huh? All right, I got to drop the audio stream for a second.
Al, stand by. I'll get right to you. My connection dropped, but we are back here, so I'll pick you up in about 30 seconds after the jingle. Al, stand by. I'll get right to you. My connection dropped, but we are back here, so I'll pick you up in about 30 seconds after the jingle. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you on
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Indeed, the Old Tube Radio Network. All right, who put the towel on the pumpkin? I can still see the pumpkin. Did we take his microphone away? Let me check. Okay, you still got the microphone. All right, we'll turn that down, but at least that helps a little bit. Let me jump over to the Echolink before we get started on the Tube Radio Network. Now that has uncrashed, and say hello to Sparks Reno and Albert. Hello, radio. Over. See what's going on out there.
Hello, Dennis. See, I don't have any modulation meter here, so I don't know how I'm coming in. But hello, radio.
I got you, Phil. Got you, 79.
KI6 GFD. That's you, and I'm KI6 CD8. And it's getting cold up here. But it could freeze, but the rain might be coming. Anyway, I love listening to the radios, and I'm looking forward to tonight's entries.
As am I. I know we have a few. They are warmed up and ready to go. So thanks for joining us. Sorry about the delay there. And I guess that's what happened when it's almost October and November and you are up at some altitude. Things get cold, but I hear you. Delay there, and it seems like I guess that's what happened. It is almost happening a little bit earlier this year. We even things get cold, but I hear you. We even got fog. Let me get rid of my extra audio. I guess that's what happened. There's another guy happening a little bit earlier. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, you're looking good on the Echolink, so thanks for joining us over KB6 GFD. The breaker, go ahead, over.
20.
20, you've got it.
All the pieces.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
AM transmitter, AM sideband receiver, transadapter, sideband transmitter, and the 180 linear.
Oh, I wasn't aware there was the reverse preamp in the mix, and you say those are all on their way somewhere, right?
Yes, they are. They'll be shipped out beginning of next week. Going back east. The whole thing. Just finished it up, and shipping it next week.
All right, excellent. Sounding good. We hope that they will make it on the air. I know Phil will be anxious to make sure that his chillins are taken care of and are doing what they want to do. Thanks.
He's going to use his own mic, so no mic, but all 5 pieces are away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces are all going back east. Okay, take care, and We'll be
Well, that's what they say. 5 pieces, no waiting for your old tube radio network pleasure. I have got the radio list in front of me in search. You know, I don't know if you can hear that. I can still hear the pumpkin in the control room, but we've turned the pumpkin microphone down, so hopefully there'll be a little less, at least from my end, a little less cacophony on the air here. Or it will just shut itself down. We'll find out. The Old Tube Radio Network, we are listening for any and all radio check-ins. Over.
77.
All right, let's take 77 because you have a good signal into net control. Go ahead, sir.
All righty. This is a 1958 5-channel Lincoln. It does belong to Jerry, and we gave it a bunch of love this morning, and hopefully it's transmitting correctly. Looks like it's pretty close on frequency according to my counter, and the meters are swinging, or I should say the wiggly wigglies, and the blinky blinkies are blinking. Hopefully it's got enough audio.
It's got a lot of audio. I have the only thing I have in my Rolodex. This is let me get the close-up picture here. This is one heck of a wacky-looking radio, and all it says is Lincoln. Doesn't say Continental. Doesn't say Mercury Park Lane. It says Lincoln. It looks like a copper front end. I've got 4 knobs and the channel selector and a switch. I don't know if you can see that if you're watching the thing. No, it does have the flush to talk. I think we do have the radio. Over.
This is the radio, and yes, you have to use the flush to talk to key the radio up.
Oh, man, that is old school. There's only a couple of radios like that. Heathkit had one, and I think there was a DeWald that may have been part of Lafayette that had that. I like the knobs. I like the, I guess that's the channel selector. Is that an illuminated thing, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Cheeto sort of configuration there?
Yeah, very good on the Cheeto, an upside-down Cheeto. It's about the right diameter, too. The channels all do light up. It is a beautiful copper, like a copper penny. It does have a transmit modulation light down there on the bottom left. The microphone plugs in with a standard RCA jack, which was interesting to modify as far as making a 4-pin Cobra plug work without keying the microphone, because you have to use the flush to talk. And the chassis inside is also all copper, so this is a pretty cool radio.
It is a excellently cool radio. I put the S meter up, you can see it 20 over, putting in a great signal. And then I was just about to ask you, let me go to the close-up, about the microphonium jack to see if it was one of those sort of phone, landline phone TRS style. I don't know what they call, but it's just they can do that because they've got the keying circuit separated. So that's all you would need. So that actually is a simple way to do things, but for the microphone, unfortunately for you, it's not a simple way to do things for keying up the radio. Over.
Yeah, the one in your picture is a TRS, but the one that we have here is just an RCA, a center pin, and then the outside conductor that slides over it, just like on a stereo. But hey, she works good, and she's nice and warm, and she puts out about 2 watts, swinging to about 4. So a little reverse preamp from a little varmint, and Bob's your uncle. There you go.
Not bad. Really nice audio. Makes me think it might be plate modulated. I'm not sure. Typically, on those sets, you had to be a little bit more on the expensive side. The questions are coming in. Okay, here's one. Does it have the spring return and the lock to transmit position? So Obviously, you're pushing it down. When you let up on the flush, does it unflush, and can you lock it down? Over.
Yep. So when you push down, it is spring-loaded. When you push up, it locks it, and you don't have to hold it at all. So down is just spring-loaded, and when you let go, it unkeys. But if you flip it up, it's locked. And then right above it is a paging switch if you needed to public address, page people in the factory or business or however they were using these. They were probably more like a business radio back in the 50s, I would imagine.
Yeah, from the late 50s, early 60s, that's really how Citizen Band was advertised, as something for your, base to all your mobiles out into the yard, etc., and do it that way. So does it run 12 volts? Do you know if it's got a conversion plug or anything?
No, strictly AC, which was interesting. We had to do a little magic with that. It is polarity sensitive, and the original cord was not correct. So if the cabinet wasn't grounded, it liked to bite you, and I figured out I had to change the polarities on the actual AC plug. So neutral was neutral and hot was hot. In other words, the small pin is hot, the big pin is neutral. Then it stopped trying to bite us. But I always ground everything, and the bench is grounded. So we got that sorted out, and a couple of capacitors, and it's just a cool little radio.
Yeah, very, very cool. So other questions coming in. I just did the quick zero beat on upper and lower. Dead center at 85.0. You are right on. You can hear a little. So the carrier, the radio is what? How many years? 70 years old. So the carrier's whopping a little bit, but probably a couple of cycles, and you can hear that on the zero beat. But man, you are right on frequency. So how many channels? You may have told me. And above the channel selector in that Cheeto, is there like A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3? What's this picture isn't the greatest. It's reflecting. What is in those little circles?
Well, it's kind of cool. You can take a pencil and write in the channels with a pencil, so you can erase them and write whatever you want in there, depending on what crystal you put in. It is 5-channel. Right now, it has looks like Channel 1, Channel 9, Channel 11, Channel 17, and Channel 14 at the moment right now.
Yeah, the big channels, if you were crystal controlled, it didn't have all of them. Always 9, 11, and 17 is big. I think 17 is a little bit later. We got questions. This radio that we're looking at, between the speaker and I'll call it the Lincoln Citizen Band transceiver badge, has either a screw, or on this one it looks like they've put in an RCA jack, but I'm thinking that would have been a screw hole. Over.
Yeah, it looks like in your picture that's an RCA jack. Ours does not have that. It just has the really good quality chrome Phillips screws in the upper left and down by the mic plug off to the right. And the same thing on the other side of the radio. The cabinet slides out real easy, and the entire chassis sits right on the desk there where you can get to everything. They even put an exit speaker on the back, but it's not a quarter-inch or eighth-inch jack. It's two screws in a piece of, what do they call that, Bakelite or fiberboard, where you can hook a positive and negative speaker wire to it and have an external speaker. That's all it's got in the back of the radio.
Yeah, right.
Most excellent. Audio is really spectacular with the non-amplified microphonium. It's punchy like a Browning. It's loud like a Demco or a Buddy, and it's just there. And plus, it's cool with the copper. So nice find. There were a lot of these. I know Paul had a couple. Jim Dr. J had a couple. I don't remember ever hearing one on the air. I'm sure we have had, in the 40 years we've been doing this, we have had to have something on the air about all the ones that were parts radios. So I'll have to look in the archives around here, see if we got any of these parts radios hanging out. So if you need some pieces or parts, we'll have them. It certainly looks. Can you tell from the radio and what you have? Do you have the original knobs? I'm going to say the one I'm showing here looks like it definitely has the original flush knob, and everything else matches. So it's hard to tell. Over.
Everything on here is original, functional, and in really good condition. This radio is in great. I would say from 1 to 10, I'd say this is a 7, maybe an 8 cosmetically. So yeah, it's a little jewel.
Yeah, looking for a picture, and Hans, I hear you. I was looking for the same thing. If we had, I'll search, because in our Rolodex, this is all we have, and there actually isn't any information about it when I click on the picture. So when Harvey comes back, we'll pick his brain to see if he knows or has worked on the Lincolns or can tell us a little bit of tidbits. But I think the live on the air demo, hearing is believing on the Lincoln. Maybe you could bolt it to the, let's see, this would be a perfect car for the 59 Continental. It's huge and it's big, and this would fit in the dash somewhere. It's called a Lincoln. I don't think there's any other. In fact, my info it's called a Lincoln. So there's not a Lincoln 2 or a CB27 Lincoln. It's just a Lincoln, right?
Yeah, we found an ad, and if I remember right, and Jerry thinks so too, it was called a 2000, the Lincoln 2000, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the only, we hunted high and low, and it was the only ad we could find. So you having that picture is pretty cool, because I didn't think you would have anything to show all the viewers out there. So I'm glad they got a good look at it.
Pretty cool. So you have to go to Fresno Ag and go to that little section they have with all the brass polish or whatever it is, and find the whatever you put on copper and spiff the thing up. I'm sure it looks great. It is radio number 1 from Lincoln, the Lincoln, late 50s. Again, these have been sort of mysteriously floating around Fresno forever, but it's very rare that they are pieced such that they work and they get on the air. So this is a treat. Over.
Yeah, this one we spotted it on eBay, and the first thing the guy does is he pulls it out, and it's covered in dust and dirt and spider webs, and he just plugs it in and just turns it on, and I'm screaming no, because I'm just picturing capacitors exploding and smoke and fire, and he's flipping buttons and flipping the channels, and I'm freaking out watching this video. And I told Jerry we need to get that radio, and yeah, we got it, and we got it back here. And Harvey went over it and checked it out a couple months, over a year ago, and then today me and Jerry went back and double checked everything, and capacitors and tubes, and got it. I guess my free counter says it's on frequency, and you're saying it's on frequency, so we didn't do too bad.
No, it's right on frequency. I did the upper lower at 85 and couldn't hear much of a difference except for the couple cycle wobble on the carrier. Lots of thumbs up on the comments. Very rare. It's a keeper. This is not your grandson's President Lincoln for sure. So thanks for bringing it by.
Hey, I appreciate it, Dennis, and thank you to all the viewers and all the listeners. And 77/1017 and Mr. KW 151. We appreciate everything you do, Dennis, and glad we could check it in.
Looking good and sounding good tonight. We're going to jump to the Jingle Singers, and then Harvey, if you're there, we'll get a transmission from you. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are,
Wherever you are.
spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
This is the basic Dennis. Dennis 2, go ahead. The ever popular Dennis, go ahead.
Well, anyway, the
Can you simul on 2? So Harvey, you have seen that radio before, I take it. You say you have one?
Yes, W6OTR.
Yeah.
I've got a Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah, the model number L-2000.
L-2000, all right. So it is a 2000. That's probably inside somewhere, I bet.
I think it's on the back somewhere on a tag or whatever. Anyway, that's what it is.
All right, because it sure sounds good. It's got that Browning kind of where we've rolled off the low frequency, but it's got a lot of audio punched like a Demko or something. So nice stuff.
Oh, yeah, fucking...
You're going to have to simulcast because I can't hear you at all.
From an 8 to a 6.
Yeah, totally wipes you out.
We found the ad, and this radio in 1958 was $57.50, or a $5 a month payment, and it's a pretty cool ad, man.
Yeah, and that a couple of people have searched it. Lincoln L2000A. A couple of correct knobs listed on eBay, so you've got the real deal.
Well, all right, I'll let you get back at it.
And like it or not, you are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
W6OTR.
And let's see, I know that Cliff may be back in the shack at some point. And if you're listening, we are checking in radios. And I'm checking. Let me go back to the control room here. The pumpkin. Let me turn on the pumpkin mic. See, I think you finally quieted down.
So many people are using smartphones nowadays. But do they make dumb phones for pumpkins like me? I mean, not like...
I know a few people that may have those right now.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, nigger. Come back.
I know I'm doing a lot of reloading tonight, so I may have... Okay, now did we start back up again on the video? I think so.
Come back.
Says I've got an excellent connection, whatever that means.
Trucker.
We got some $100, price increases, so try to find that today. And Pete, thanks. It is Sunday afternoon for you guys, and here in California, in the central part of California, we are coming up on 10 p.m. We're still in Pacific Daylight Time. I think the UTC is 4:45 if my clock is correct. And this is something that we do call the Old Tube Radio Network. It is a gathering of the tube radio collectors in this area. We sort of started it. We did start it. How long ago? About almost 40 years ago. We're coming up on 40 years where we would get together on a Saturday evening from whatever channels we were on. Because back 40 years ago, just about every channel from 1 to 23 or 1 to 40 had somebody on it. So a lot of us that had the tube radios, whether we were using them as daily drivers or they were sitting on the shelf next to our newfangled Cobra 2000s or whatever you had, we would, just like you would with an old car, with the old Ford Falcon, you jump into it and drive it around on a Saturday evening and get on Channel 11, and that's what we did. In the years that passed, we found a lot of people were actually stopping by to listen, so we wanted to acknowledge them as a shortwave listener, and you can hear we're still doing that today, finding the radios, pulling them out where we haven't, getting them on the air, checking the audio. This would be the days before eBay, so the only way you could find the radios were to go to a garage sale, or your Uncle Charlie just happened to have something that he was going to throw in the trash and you pick it up. Then eBay started coming in the late 80s late 80s and the 90s, and so a lot of stations started grabbing radios off of eBay for $10 and $15 before eBay kind of got wonky like it is now. So we've had a lot of fun here in the last 40 years with the radios, as you might be able to tell. And thank you, Rosie. 102. Yeah, when it's on this side, when it's foggy in the morning, it is 102 after lunch. So thanks for joining us. And, early back in the old days, it was just over the air. And then at some point, the 21st century happened, and we mistakenly added video and the Universal Media Netweb to the mix to complicate things. But we're glad we did, because now, being a little more worldwide, we can get comments and information from all over. So all things old are new again. And Harvey, if you are near your radio, will you have a list for us at the end? Or not. My pocket protectors, I think it went through too much starch. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Gerald. 50. Glad we got you on. And some people have probably already gone to bed, and they're looking up to the wall television, joining into the Old Tube Radio Network. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Let's see if the pumpkin. Let's go to the pumpkin microphone. See, I think all is quiet. That towel is. I'm going to poke the pumpkin. Hold on. We're going to poke.
I know what you're thinking, and the answer
What?
is yes.
What?
I do look good in orange.
All right. That just goes to show you, do not poke the pumpkin. Yeah, it's hurricane season. I don't know. Is it starting early? The orbital meter. Oh, someone mentioned the Madeira SDR, which is on the Kiwi list, and unfortunately, even though it's close, it doesn't have a very. I've tried that before. It doesn't have a very decent or sensitive selective antenna. I'm not sure what I've seen the originator of that once, but I neglected to ask what was running on that and the antenna, if it was horizontal. My guess is it's probably on a horizontal wire, so it doesn't play well with a lot of us here who are vertically polarized on the ground wave. But we are working on trying to get something across the valley here so that you could actually tune in and hear the live activity through the SDR. And Pete, you have tagged. Let me go back to the camera. You have tagged exactly what we are trying to do. Have you ever looked at the advertisements for radios, like the Collins radios, and back in the day when these radios were brand new, people were kind of dressed up. It wouldn't be unusual to see the radio operator in a seersucker jacket like this and a tie, or maybe a pocket protector. So for those of us, or those of you who may be watching that, you know, whatever this is like an old television show. It's like Leave It to Beaver, and you weren't around. This is the sound. Maybe not tonight, but this is sort of the sound and the demeanor. Listen to the people who are checking in, the demeanor of what your Citizen Band radio was like when these old tube radios were on the table, and the FCC, the Federal Communications Commissions here in the USA, was actively listening and monitoring to make sure that you followed the rules, many of which were antenna heights at 20 feet, no idle chit-chat, no hobby communications, actually using your license, your call sign that's assigned to the radio, not to you, but the station is licensed on the air. And you could go in some of the old, like CB magazines, and they would have articles saying, here is the monthly FCC fines, and they'd have, Charles Johnson of Poughkeepsie with a $50 fine for an antenna height that was over 20 feet, and would go on and on, $50, $75, $100, where the FCC had a big crew, and they would drive around and knock at the door, and they were listening to you. They had vans with tape recorders and all their equipment, and you would get a $50 fine, and you would get a notice of parent liability and NAL to say, what were you doing here? And you would say, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, and maybe you could get out of the fine. But that was it. It was basically all the things that CB radio wasn't supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to be talking to KEO 8492 base to Unit 2, pick up those widgets and bring them to the office rather than what ham radio was and still is, would be a hobby communications. You can tell some of the early radios, they didn't have a lot of channels. You didn't need a lot of channels to talk back and forth. You didn't need an S meter because the guy on the other end with the widget says, hey, I got your widget, and by the way, what am I hitting you with? They wouldn't do that. They weren't supposed to do that. But we know better. We of the CB world know exactly what happened, and we're out to prove that we're still having fun. The Old Tube Radio Network, and we are listening for your check-ins.
Radio template, here we also.
Was there a radio check-in? Over?
Was on the radio.
Super MC5.
Okay, you know what? You have proven the exact reason. You have proven the exact reason that General Radio Telephone put the tone call, the tone alert. It was to get your attention through the noise, whether it was Skip or maybe you were, out at the coffee room in the warehouse, and you would hear that very sound that I just heard that triggered my little brain saying, I think we have a check-in. And that's what it was for. And then once you got the attention of the station to whom you would be talking you would take a transmission out to Sangertown with a possible transmission. Over.
Yeah, just trying real quick. I don't know if he can, break through this, but Super MC5.
Yeah. Now you actually were able to. I was able to hear you through the tone alert. I've got a great picture. We're going to bring it up of the radio that Sean is on. This is from about late 62 to 1963. It was by General Radio Telephone. Let's see, how many do we have? I'm going to bring up. There's an ad. Let me put the ad. General Radio Telephone Company, Burbank here in California. The world's most advanced 11-meter two-way radio, they say. So they say from 1962. That's the ad. These were full-page ads back in the CB magazine. So you know that, and these radios sold for about $159, that they were hoping that you didn't buy a black and white console television, or you didn't buy that used motor vehicle from your neighbor that was sort of working, were you to be able to put a new transmission on it, that you would spend something for a new radio. And there it is. There is the MC5 Deluxe. We've got S meters. We've got a tunable receive for all 23 channels, still crystal controlled. Sean, I've been talking too long. Back to you.
Yeah, it's the Super MC5, and as you noted, I can talk through the tone alert. So I don't know if he's trying to do that now or not, but interesting enough, I think this is a perfect radio for this evening's problem.
Absolutely. You've got us tuned into Channel 11 on the General. I love that old-style General Radio Telephone dial that I believe illuminates maybe green. And so, yeah, MC5. We're hearing it great. Hearing it great here at Net Control. I've got a great shot of it up on the board here. Industrial looking with rack handles. So they went for the industrial look. Give us another transmission.
Yeah, so gold-plated rack handles here, and hopefully you can still hear me. Gold-plated rack handles, and it seems to be making a good trip.
Yeah, we call it. They call it the Q-Bird. Thank you, Mitch, for reminding me. The Tweety Bird, the Q. I remember the Tweety Bird, the Q-Bird. Its official name, as on the front, it's called a tone signal, and there is a story to the tone signal. 1962 is when these came out. The price, actually, I was wrong. The price was $200, $199.95. The prices of the general radio telephones actually went down after that, but it's $200. The MC5, probably the most advertised general radio telephone CB, much like the MC4 that General made, but it had a stronger transmitter, and it was the last General with the tone signal thanks to the FCC. Didn't we talk about the FCC just a moment ago? Because it was replaced with a bullhorn, which was a PA. They took the audio amp and they just made a PA amplifier on the MC6. And one reason was the FCC did not like having tone generators built into the radio, especially with the lock-on dial, because people would use them for other things than alerting you, maybe for malicious interference. This radio came in a 6-volt version for your car, your old car, your 12-volt version for your newer old car, and a 115-volt AC version for everything else. 7 tubes, all 6-volt tubes. Sean, back to you for transmission over.
Under the weather, so I was very confused listening to YouTube and this at the same time, but it does sound really good, and the tone alert is obviously working. I can hear you great. I don't know if this guy's jamming me up again or not. General radio with custom gold-plated rack handles.
No, sounding good. As we used to say, sounding good in the neighborhood. Thanks for actually getting into the air chair and putting on the MC5. We've got a great audience listening in and watching tonight, and you're getting a lot of good thumbs up on the radio. And as 23 Skidoo says, there may be a story to the tone signal, but does it have a song? Speaking of songs, let's go to the pumpkin cam.
Do I look mesmerizing?
Pumpkin microphone. Here we go.
This villainous facade is just because I'm shy. Come closer. I have a kiss for you.
All right. Well, you know, the singing pumpkin is no match for the MC5. Thank you, Sean. Take another transmission. Give us a Tweety Bird, and we love it. Over.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Appreciate the time for the radio tonight, and everybody enjoy your evening out there.
And you are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You're listening in the latest style at
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
135.
135. You know, I knew if I potted up the singing pumpkin, that would get you to the microphonium. Over.
Roger. Let's see if this can happen. This is from Chicago, Illinois, and the Hallicrafters Company. This is the Hallicrafters CB1. The first effort from Hallicrafters, and the last in my collection of Magic Eye radios. There are 11 tubes, including the 6 Echo 5 Magic Eye. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio. Another old radio. We had the Lincoln from the late 50s, the General Radio Telephone MC5. You just heard from the early 60s, 1962. Let's go back to, and I believe it's 1959. This is Hallicrafters' first. It's called the CB1. Anybody who's a Hallicrafter aficionado would say, wait a minute, that looks like a case from an H.A. Keir. That looks like a case from one of their amateur radio pieces, and indeed it is. And they somehow secretly stuck in this isn't a flush to talk. This is like a push to talk bar. This looks more like an intercom, and a knob, and the light, and maybe a channel. We'll talk to you about that. And a funky looking microphone, but the Magic Eye tube, and the CB1 was born for Hallicrafters' entry into that new Class D citizen radio service. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, there's only one knob on the front. That's the on-off volume. The light is just an on.
I'm going to need an audio emulator to do it. It is working. There we are. It is working just great. I'm seeing if we have a tube complement on that. Yes, we do. It's also got a 5Y3GT rectifier tube. This thing has 11 tubes, so it's before they figured out, like Madman Munch, you could just start pulling the tubes out until it stopped working, then put that tube back in and stop. I'm looking for if it even mod indicator. Yeah, 6E5. Looking good, over.
Go back.
So, a question.
I am using, if you've got my picture up there, Dennis, that's the Shore Brothers, what is this, CA95F, as in Foxtrot, original,
All right, the original Shure Brothers. The original Shure Brothers microphone. I'm pulling up. It says Hallicraft on the front. It looks like something that came out of, we used to call them the old Wallensack reel-to-reel tape recorders. And that is what you were using. And I'm going to say that sounds like what you were using. This sounds like original tube radio audio. Over. Same one in the picture, plugs into the back of the Radio Direct, the Magic Eye tube. All right, here's I'm looking at the picture. Is the wedge of the eye at the pointing down towards the radio, or is it pointing up to the top of the case on the little wedge of the eye that moves? All right, good stuff. And the knob they use, if anybody has probably an SX111 receiver or the maybe an HT37, these would be the late 50s or early 60s. Any early 60s Hallicrafters ham gear, you're going to see a lot of similar things in the knobs, in the coloring, and then that case, which I really believe was a stock case for one of their keyers. A very rare radio. It's the first one from Hallicrafters. It was the first little phone. Okay, here's a question. Do you see the word little phone anywhere, or do you know if the word little phone is anywhere on that radio? Over. All right, because they call it the first little phone, and last week we had the CB3, and we've had the CB3A, which was also a little phone, and that was their name for their radios, and that was trying to get people to think, oh yeah, this is like a telephone. That's what it's supposed to be used for. So they termed that. Got it. All right. They call it little phone, but you are correct. Maybe they didn't tout it that, but this would be the first. Were there to be a CB little phone series, this would have been the first one. Whether they actually called it that or not, it's not on there. But in my Rolodex, they're calling it that. Hallicrafters Company, search them. They were, of course, making great boat anchors for amateur radio. Later on, throughout the 60s, they continued to do that. They made shortwave receivers. They made AM/FM radios. They made televisions. I won't do it now, but we'll find out about Bill Halligan and the crew out of Chicago, Illinois that ran the company. It was taken over by or sold to Northrop Aircraft Company before they were Northrop Grumman back in the late 60s. And I actually got my first CB radios from Hallicrafters. They were the walkie-talkies because my dad worked at Northrop when I grew up in Southern California, and he came home with a box of Hallicrafters walkie-talkies. And so I'm very familiar with the Hallicrafters company. From our spooky series of Magic Eye Tubes for the month of October, I believe this is our last episode of the month. So thanks for bringing that one by, over. Definitely on the scary side. Hallicrafters CB1 with the push-to-talk bar, and you got to hold that down when you talk through the small little microphonium. That is exactly what Cliff was doing with the. In fact, this is his radio. I never neglected to say this is a photo from his Radio Shack. So the radio that you heard tonight is the radio in the picture.
Are you?
Hello, 20. Go ahead, sir.
Come back. Golden Beagle in, and I'll be working next week. I don't think I'll make it back in time, so approximately the end next week. Okay, Dennis, thank you.
All right, we'll do the Browning Golden Beagle R68 T68 back to the control room here. I think I hit that, and indeed... we will do that. You know what I'll do, since it's already 10 after, a lot of people have to go away because they are not in this time zone. So I will read the list, and then... Oh, where did the list go? I will read the list that is on the floor. I'll be right back.
A trucker.
That's pretty cool. I kind of disappeared off of the camera. Radios tonight, the Lincoln, the L2000. Thank you, Dennis and Jerry, for getting that back up, and we had a nice picture of that. The General Radio Telephone MC5 from Sean way out there in Sanger, and then our spookiest radio of the evening. Speaking of spooky, okay, let's go to the pumpkin mic. All right, they're still singing. I have some ways to put myself and the pumpkin out of its misery. You just heard the Hallicrafters CB1. That is a darn cool radio. Not much to it, but as we mentioned earlier, when the FCC said here's what Class D is all about, you didn't need any of it. You didn't need one channel, no S meter. It turns on, it talks, and then you set it to the side. And then Harvey on the Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68 radio item of interest. All right. Thanks for joining us, the Old Tube Radio Network. We'll be back again. Yes, we will be back again next week. Same tube time, same tube channel. Thanks for joining us. And in the meantime, get on the air wherever you are on whatever radio you have. If you're studying for your amateur radio license upgrade, or maybe the first ticket, keep it up. 10 meters was just great today. It was hard to find a spot to move in and have a conversation. 10 watts in a wire will get you just about everywhere. So have fun, and we will catch you next time. And from the pumpkin...
Beware of pumpkin pie, I'm no pate.
I'm glad we didn't have a pumpkin camera tonight. Catch you later.
Tasting pumpkin spiced latte. I assure you that no good will come of it. You can have even screeches, just make sure you have your light. And when your legs won't carry you anymore, enjoy your candy one last night.
And I am not, well, maybe I'll tune in 40, but I'm not going to be able to transmit because, let me turn this down. If I tune in 40 meters tonight, I'm not going to be able to transmit because my amplifying device is not functioning. But we'll spend 1 minute, since we'll see what kind of crazies are down on the 40 meter band. See if I can listen in on this radio, if I get the right stuff. Somewhere over there. And there's a contest, so it's going to be a lot of people here.
Lima 5 Delta X-ray.
Okay, there you go. There's your contest audio. I don't even know what contest this is.
Kilo Lima 5 Delta X-ray. Kilo Lima 5 Delta X-ray.
So that should be.
Kilo Lima 5 Delta X-ray.
That should be out of Alaska.
Delta X-ray.
40 meters, the 40 meter band. Listen to Alaska here.
Delta X-ray.
So the band is long.
Delta X-ray. Kilo Lima 5 Delta X-ray.
Yeah, if 80 is long.
Kilo Lima 5 Delta X-ray.
I just wish I had my amp. Okay, let me go to 80. Hold on. Because I have an 80 antenna. Here we go. Let's see what's happening on 80 meters. Contesters. Boy, it's got a lot of static, that's for sure. Okay, medium noise blanket works great. Over to 80, 75, 80. Well, I'm disappointed.
A month later, is now selling for about 50.
He's in the same year, in 1984.
Almost on frequency, 3977 and a half, way up the band. Why am I not hearing anything? Boy, 80 is, 75 is slim pickings here. Oh, I know those guys. Those guys are close. Lots of static. Well, that's disappointing. There's the usual guys on the West Coast at 3900.
Well, hey, it's just like you say, it's that time of year when the money's coming due and people get in a rush.
Well, I know his mom's pushing 100.
Yeah, the local things are strong tonight. 40. You know what? Let me do one thing on 20. Since it's a contest, and boy, that is noisy. I don't have the best antenna on 20. All right, more fun later on your old Tube Radio Network. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And back to the Hallicrafters. 73, everybody. I'm going to go have some, I'm going to say this really loud. I'm going to go have some pumpkin pie. Did you hear that? All right. Catch you later.